Welcome. What is up? Welcome to the Mixer. Special edition Drive to Survive. Episode 1. That's what we're going to review today. Episode 1 Clash of the Titans. And by we, I just mean me. If you're new to us, we are the Mixer podcast. We cover a lot of Formula One, also NFL, sprinkling some other sports here and there. But the next few episodes, 10, 11, 12 if necessary. I guess, yeah, there were 10 episodes of Try to Survive. Anyway, we're off to a good start. But the next kind of series of episodes going to be recapping one by one the Formula One Drive to Survive series on Netflix. It just premiered today. And right now, going to go over episode 1, Clash of the Titans. Yeah, we're digging real deep with the episode titles there. But we are the Mixer. You can follow us at FC Wine Mixer on pretty much all social channels. The primary one would be Twitter. I live tweet races on occasion, big news stories. Add my usual dry humor that I'm sure all you are going to stay for. And so yeah, that's where you can follow us. The Mixer, we have podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, all the usual spots, and video on YouTube. So without further ado, let's recap the episode. All right, I'm just gonna read from the episode description that they gave us, and then kind of just walk through it. So the 2021 Formula One season begins at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Get used to seeing the flag, where drivers give it everything to take the first checkered flag of the year. Checkered spelled with Q. We're using the English, the British version of checkered, which is fine. TRE, tire with a Y as well. During the first episode, we're reintroduced to some familiar faces. Big driver moves are covered, and the addition of 3 new rookies to the grid. Bahrain is featured heavily throughout the episode, both for preseason testing and the race itself. Mercedes' struggles in testing are documented, and the fact that Red Bull might actually be a challenger this year. Oh, and there's plenty of Toto Wolff and Christian Horner content to keep you going. All right, so the episode starts, and there is an intro montage, which is very well done, but it feels like an NFL prospects hype video. I believe the song lyric was "Ready for the fight, ready for the war." I mean, if that doesn't get you pumped up for the first, for the rest of the Formula One season to be to be covered in this series, I don't know what will. I mean, check your pulses. I mean, it's not corny at all. But I mean, not gonna lie, it got me a little excited. So, there's a few cutscenes, and one of the main things that stood out to me was Christian Horner watching Lewis Hamilton at some trophy ceremony throughout the year, and he just says, "I wish he would shut the fuck up." Which I mean, we're getting the F bombs out of the way early on Drive to Survive. I mean, are you even watching Drive to Survive if there's not 3 F bombs or expletives per minute? I mean, I'm not one to talk. I mean, I got a foul mouth that can compete with the best of them. Some may call me the Vex Verstappen of foul mouse in the podcast scene. And then the other thing that stood out to me of the kind of opening scenes is just the grid walk scenes. I don't know how this became such a feature of Drive to Survive. We're in the 4th season now, but every episode has to have at least 2 grid walk scenes. The guys coming in on their scooters, the guys coming in with their wags, their wives, their girlfriends, saying hello, giving fist bumps, lots of fist bumps too. I mean, I hope you guys are ready. If I had the technology, I'd do a fist bump counter. Sadly, I do not. But this is the kind of content that I would love to provide once we maybe get a little more popular. But yeah, gridwalk scenes. Everybody's coming in. Um, was it Christian Horner? I think it comes a little later in the episode, but Christian Horner goes up to one of the I guess he's the Bahrain Trek president or something, and gets a fist bump from him and an attaboy. Go get those, beat those fucking guys or something like that. He says. The other thing, Pierre Gasly walking in, noticing the camera on him, which is another thing that it seems like Drive to Survive is becoming known for, is referencing the cameras, breaking the fourth wall, as they say. But Pierre Gasly coming in, he says like, "Oh, these are the camera guys" or something like that. Guess I shouldn't be talking about my naughty stories or something like that, kind of implying, um, you know, whatever action he's getting. And I mean, I've liked Pierre Gasly on the track. I guess I don't know too much about him, but that just really rubbed me the wrong way. And so, you know, episode one, like his first appearance. Now, I got my eyes on him. If like one more slip up and you're gonna be relegated, already. I mean, again, if you're new to us, which goddamn, I hope you are. This is not a Max Verstappen podcast. I'm sorry if that's what you came for. I'm sorry. You can hate listen. It'll be good. It'll be good for you. Cut me open. I mean, full disclosure, cut me open and I bleed red. And I bleed red because I mean the Ferrari love is just it's in my veins. So the full disclosure that's the bias that I have. Um, I became a lifelong Lewis Hamilton fan last year, and but otherwise, it's Ferrari all the way. Um, I love the McLaren duo. So I mean, there's it's a moving target. Main takeaways: big Ferrari fan, not a Max Verstappen fan. Do love Sergio Perez. So yeah, but anyway, full disclosure. But Pierre Gasly, yeah, man, yeah. I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you. That was a real kind of tool comment. I mean, you're a Formula One driver. Like, yeah, we get it. You get action, man. Like, you don't need to be. I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's probably just me, which it usually is. Um, seeing the Mercedes too, fully developed. I mean, that car just looks so awesome. But in the early scenes of that episode, it was nice. I've kind of adapted to the silver Mercedes already that we've seen in testing, and seeing the black one out there and all its glory, and just, I mean, hyper developed these cars at the end of the technical regulations from last year. They have all the little flicks and bits, and I mean, they just have it all dialed in. It's like the aerodynamicists get bored and they just start putting little pieces everywhere. um, but it's always fun to see how the cars look at the end of the development cycle. And it's just sad because that black Merc was so unique. I guess they had the black one the year before last when they won the championship, but anyway, it's sad that iteration of it did not claim the drivers' championship. I mean, they got the constructors, so there's that. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! So, I hope I'm not giving anything away. If those tuning in were not aware of how the season unfolded. The rest of the opening scenes, I mean, there's more intros, profile pics, all the back to school scenes. It was nice. I saw Jeannie Gao. I follow her on Twitter. I'm not sure what news agency she works for. Maybe it's Sky. Maybe it's somebody else. I'm not 100% sure. I'm also not 100% sure she wasn't in Drive to Survive last year, but if it was just Will Buxton before, but she's on the mic now doing some of the narration. She's a great addition, and she's a great follow on Twitter if you're looking for some for some additional F1 content on Twitter. Oh man, when they as they're going through more of the profiles, the new faces, introducing probably the players of the season that Drive to Survive is going to cover, um, they bring out Aston Martin's, I assume, team principal. I didn't jot down his title. Otmar Snazfer. Oh man, I am just brutalizing that. Zen. Jeez. We'll get back to you. Otmar S. He gets up there, and I mean, he's just giving me Andy Reid vibes. He makes you know, the photographer asks him to do a 007 pose, and he just says, I'm too fat for that," and he just seems like a jolly fella. He's giving me Andy Reid vibes, and yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. Like, this is my dude. Early on, eyes on Gasly, ready to shame him and look for things to point out, and then this team principal for Aston Martin, Otmar S. I just want to give him a big hug and say, be my Formula One uncle. They get to the big wigs. Toto Wolff. I mean, Jesus, like that is a good looking dude. He's like 6'13". Uh, looks like, I mean, he looks like if you were to chisel a freaking finance CEO out of stone, um, that's the guy you would make. I mean, he's a masculine dude, tall, dresses well. It got me thinking, like, if I could be one guy in the world, it might be Toto Wolff. It might be. I mean, I got a finance background. I got a sports background. Like, why not? If I can't be a driver, that is, I might want to be Toto Wolff. There's a lot of exposition in this episode, which, I mean, I understand, and kind of reset your mind. Like I mentioned earlier, got that back to school feel, kind of laying the foundation for the episodes to come, which I appreciate. As an avid F1 watcher, though, I'm ready to get to the good stuff. Then we got into how Mercedes struggled in testing, which I mean, I never take testing seriously. We happen to be in the testing period right now, so it's easy to draw parallels, but it seems like the big teams have showed their capabilities at various times. Seems like Mercedes is going to be back on top again. They got the trick side pod. Ferrari's topped a lot of the sessions, but that's what they do in testing. So a little bit overhyped here, and maybe overblown, saying, "Oh, Mercedes is struggling. This is our chance." And there's a bunch of scenes, Christian Horner freaking jacking off to being in the same area code as Mercedes for once, and just taking shots nonstop. Yeah, I mean, he called in one of his. I mean, what do you call that? It used to be the confession chair in reality shows with the Real World, the OG reality show. But I mean, I don't know what you call it now. I guess confession, dialogue, monologue. What are the? Help me out. Help me out, guys. Send that my way. What are we calling these things where guys are sitting in front of the cameras? But when Horner's on there on the mic, dropping his f bombs, which he loves to do. He lays into Toto Wolff saying he didn't build anything, he didn't have the struggle. Which I mean, I guess he didn't, but I mean, Horner, come on, man, like what did you do? You you won with Adrian Newey's car and Sebastian Vettel. Like, I mean, what are you getting the cred for? Like, I mean, your guys do the fastest pit stops. I'll give you that. I think maybe you got a hand in that. So props to that. But I mean, we all know what's up here. It's Adrian Newey. It's the design of the car and working with Aston or Sebastian Vettel to get Red Bull to where they were. I mean, maybe that's harsh, but Horner at the time was one of the youngest team principals, but it's not like you freaking pulled yourself up from your bootstraps, bro. Like you had a lot of help on the way too. I can see why he's jealous of Toto though, because I mean he's just so freaking handsome, and Christian Horner is not. But I mean he's got the Spice Girl as his wife, so like I don't know, dude. Just worry about yourself. Something that's really been rubbing me wrong lately is when people point out others' shortcomings or yeah, just focus on their opponents instead of you know taking care of the task at hand. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Horner. Um, it's weird. Another thought that I had as the episode progressed was just seeing everybody with masks. And just a random thought. It's gonna be weird looking back and seeing everybody with masks all the time. Well, at least I hope it's weird. I hope it's weird. Who knows how long this whole on and off masking and COVID's gonna last. But I hope we look at it and be like, oh yeah, that was such a strange time. I'm glad we're all injected with nanobots now, and we don't have to worry about disease ever again. That'd be nice watching this 10 years from now. Who knows? Um, obviously Bahrain race under the lights, qualifying under the lights. Um, it's weird how ordinary it's become, the night races. It used to be just a one race a year thing with Singapore, and I remember it was a huge deal. I was so excited when the cars went there, and now it's just super normal. Then race day comes along, another, you know, walking into the office. I think this is when we get Horner chatting with the team, with the track president. But we do get something that it looks like it's going to be a feature of this season. We get Toto Wolff's food order, and I mean, I listened to it and it like broke my brain. I mean, this guy think he's freaking biohacking his his body with this order. I mean, I can't even remember what it was. It was like some pumpernickel bread toasted so it makes this certain sound when I crack it, and a little bit of salt. And he ordered in German, I believe, which makes it even sound crazier. And then the woman he was with, I believe, is part of the team too. She just kind of like looks at the waiter and just like, just give me eggs and coffee. I mean, I don't know why I found this scene so funny. Maybe because it shows that there are some freaking psychopath personalities that make it to this level of sport. And yeah, just the world that these dudes live in, and that a lot of people in power do. A lot of people that are professional athletes, that are politicians, big CEOs, and the decisions they make is just, you know, it's just crazy. It's out of this world that they have something, the instructions that they give to people serving them. I feel bad when somebody gives me the wrong order. Like I went to sushi last night. Go to sushi. I'm supposed to get 2 Cali rolls because I'm basic like that, along with some specialty rolls. Get there. They have the 2 specialties at 1 Cali roll. Guy realizes it. He's like, "Oh man, we forgot your other." Tells the guy behind the counter. Says it'll be out in a few minutes. So I'm standing there. About 5 minutes in, I realize the sushi guy's there doing other stuff, and I'm like, okay, do I want to be the jerk here and say, hey, where the hell's my other roll? Like I've been standing here for 5 minutes. I mean, they told me like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Does that? Am I a dick for telling him? You know, bro, you owe me 3 minutes. Like you're clearly not making my roll. Like what the fuck's going on here? I feel bad about that. Total Wolf, no hesitation. I want my pumpernickel bread salted so that when it snaps, it's like a not a it's like a I mean, he didn't go into that detail, but he might as well have. Jesus Christ. Yeah, these guys are on a different planet. I mean, if that's what you came here for, to get analysis like that, you're welcome. If not, you're welcome. We get to the race. I don't know where I land on this. Drive to Survive, they splice in Commentator 4, as the subtitles tell me. Commentator 4. Commentator 4 is not a commentator. Commentator 4 is Drive to Survive's narrator that provides exposition about tires and how they need to change tires so they can be faster. Thank you. I mean, season 4, man. I get this whole, if you're new to F1, and thank God there are new people to F1 finally. I think, but anyway, I understand why that needs to be in there, but you know, how about like an intro episode, like a glossary episode that nobody will listen, like the forward. We need a forward to Drive to Survive Formula One. Um, you know, written and narrated by Mark Webber or something like that, where you can take casual shots at good guy Sebastian Vettel. We need something like that. Yeah, I'm actually in the process of putting together some literature. Um, if you're new to F1, so I'm hoping to finish that this year. So maybe I'll fill in this gap, this need. Because if you see a gap and you don't go for it, well, you're not even racing, right? That's Lewis Hamilton quoting Ayrton Senna and millions of other drivers who have said it in the past to justify questionable moves. So in this episode, during the race, there's just back and forth, and heard two things already, two simplifications of Formula One. Formula One is war, and Formula One is a game of chess. This is very relatable. This is Formula One guy talk. We have football talk, like establishing the run in the NFL. Well, there are some F1 isms, about it being a war game of chess. I'm going to kind of keep track of these, maybe make a list of the Formula One isms that, we can grow a catalog of. Also, I hope that I just hope we get to a point where every aspect of the race doesn't have to be explained. Um, but yeah, the main part of the episode that I'm like just totally avoiding because maybe I just we know how the season plays out, or some of us do. The battle between Lewis and Max, they set it up. They do the testing. They bring up the testing issues that Hamilton had early on. Max getting pole, and then the pass that he made off track on Lewis clearly went off track. Will Buxton said, "You have to stay on the track." Spoiler alert, that might come up later in the season. Gives the spot back to Hamilton. Hamilton's able to wrap it up, get the win. He's pretty proud of himself. They were behind all weekend, and Hamilton got the win. Um, and and we see a bit of the trophy ceremony. We see Max Verstappen pull into his to his number 2 stall. And I mean, I know I have an issue, and it's me, to when the way he hits the number 2 plate, the little parking sign, like that irked me. So yeah, I know I have an issue. I know it's me. The dude's not trying to be an asshole by the way he pulls in his car, but this is the vibe I get. It's something I need to 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 become better about. The episode finishes, and I believe Christian Horner tried towards the end, or maybe it was the last thing, but nobody wants to finish second. And I mean, I can't think of a better quote. We're a big proponent of third place here. There's no shame in third place. Obviously, you want to win. There's no shame in third, but being second is just the absolute worst because he didn't win. Max Verstappen didn't win in the first race, but he got plenty of wins in the season. Really enjoyed the first episode. Got a lot of. I mean, it just feels like Drive to Survive keeps ramping it up. They have better production every year, and I think the biggest difference I'm noticing this season is the editing has gotten better. Um, the music has gotten better. It seems like there's more techno, more I don't know. It just sounds like in a Formula One soundtrack. Maybe I'm just paying more attention to it, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a good. It was a good first episode. So that's gonna wrap up episode 1. Only 10 more to go. 9 more. No, there's only 8 episodes. So there's 7 more. Sweet. Thank you for listening. If you would like to get more information, subscribe, tweet at me. It's at FC Wine Mixer on Twitter. Thank you for listening. Till next time. Box. Toodaloo!